What's up? I'm Josh from Buckcherry. You're watching Lokaos. Check it out.
Break me down. You got a lovely face. We're going to your place. And now you got to freak me out. Scream so loud, getting fucking laid. You want me to stay?
Josh, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you here. Is that your first time here in Brazil, right?
Yeah, first time for Buckcherry in South America. So we're really excited. You know, we're really grateful to Motley Crue for getting us out here because it's been hard for us to get down here for some reason. And you know, as you know, we have 5 records out, so it's about time.
So you recently told a rock magazine that success is the best revenge. How you feel that Buckcherry was finally back in the spotlight?
It kind of started with our record 15. You know, that's when we, you know, we kind of had a hiatus there after our second record. 3 of the band members had quit, which a lot of people don't know, and it was just Keith and I. And Keith and I started the band, and it was like it had come full circle again, and we couldn't find the right band members at the time, and so we took our hiatus, and then we found Stevie, Jimmy, and Xavier, and it's really the band that we always wanted it to be. It's the longest running lineup in Buckcherry history, and we made this beautiful record, 15, you know, and you know, no one really cared about Buckcherry at that time, so we just really had to believe in ourselves, and 1,500,000 records later, you know, it was a huge success, and that was the best revenge we could have, you know.
You're a boxing enthusiast?
Yeah, and race cars.
You know any Brazilian fighters?
Yeah, Joselito Freitas, Popo. Yeah.
Papa?
I don't know if I pronounced it right. Did I? Yeah, I really loved him when he first came out, and he was very exciting, very crowd-pleasing fighter, you know. Lots of knockouts, and a really cool guy.
Nice.
I want to meet him, you know.
Nice.
That'd be great. So, you know, if you want to come to the show.
If you weren't a musician, do you think you could be a professional boxer?
I thought about it. It's a pretty tough business. I really like stock car racing too, so I'd probably want to be a race car driver.
It's an anthem here in Brazil, Crazy Bitch, when plays at the clubs. All the girls going crazy. What do you think about that?
That's why we wrote the song, really, you know. That was the visual I had in mind, actually, you know. The time we wrote Crazy Bitch, I was driving around in my car in LA, and it was we wrote that song a long time ago, and it was probably 2 years old before it ever got on a record, you know. Before anybody heard it, it was like 2 years old. So it was right around when the Paris Hilton sex tapes came out, you know. And I just thought it was really funny how someone could basically launch their career in show business by like basically a homemade porno. So I started thinking about all these girls that I was with when I was young. You know, when I was like about 18 to 25, I couldn't really attract a girl who wasn't, you know, crazy. but great. A crazy bitch is just a girl who's like really great in bed, but not a good girlfriend, you know?
Like
so.
hand to hand at the mall? No.
See, yeah.
Tell me about it, this Hilton Sea.
It was the first movie I'd ever acted in, so I actually met Val Kilmer he came to a Buckcherry show in Australia. That was the first time I met him, and he was really nice, and we exchanged numbers, and he called me up when he was in LA to do this film called The Salton Sea, and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and it was really, really cool.
What's up with your career? Movies? Are you doing something?
I've done a few movies and some TV. The last thing I just did was an episode of Bones. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think I had the most fun I've had on a set was at that time.
Do you have any plans to do another solo album?
No, not at the moment. You know, I'm really busy with Buckcherry.
Still after 12 years from the first album, people still seem to regard Buckcherry as a new band. Do you think?
I like that because, you know, there's a lot of places in the world that we still haven't, you know, that still haven't discovered Buckcherry, like South America. So it's nice to go and get in front of a fresh audience who hasn't seen us yet, because We have so much live experience under our belts. We've been touring for 10 years. We do over 200 shows of records. Our fans, you know, they stay with us through thick and thin because they know when they come to the show that we're going to give a good performance and their money's worth, you know.
Nice.
That means a lot to us. So.
Is there any new band that you enjoy listening?
The last record I really liked that was in the rock genre was the Slipknot record. All Hope Is Gone, yeah. It was great. I like a young band called Taddy Porter. They're from Oklahoma. Great group of guys, really talented, really soulful, good rock and roll.
What are you expecting from the show here in Brazil?
I'm expecting a wild rock and roll event. I'm expecting some crazy Brazilian fans. You know, we've heard so much about... You know, I've always dreamed of playing Rock in Rio since I was a kid. You know, I saw the shows on TV, you know, Billy Idol and Guns N' Roses, and they all came down here. And I know this isn't Rio, but it just means so much to us to be able to play Brazil, you know, and finally get here. It's so neat.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
See you at the rock show.